Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurjana Itubado from Bahis 3A, one of the reporter from Group 9, and our report topic is about the stage 6, which is the stagnations and decline. So pero ang na-assign sa akin na topic, which is the reform. So stage 6. So they already discussed that this stage covers approximately 6th century, starting with the sacking of Baghdad in 1258 CE and the executions of the last Abbasid Caliph, Al-Mustasim, and ending around the middle of the 19th century of the Christians area. This period also represents the rise of the Ottoman Empire until its decline under the attack of European colonialism. So let us now proceed to my topic, which is the reform. In spite of the general decay described above, there existed from time to time throughout this period a few outstanding scholars who opposed Taqlid and dared to raise the banner of Ijtihad. So the first one is Ahmad ibn Taymiyyah, 1263 to 1328 CE, was not foremost among the reformers of this period because of his challenge of Islamic jurisprudence in the modern world, the fiqh madhab of the Ithma Ashariya 12er Shiite sect falsely attributed to Imam Jafar as-Siddiq. So many of his contemporaries declared him an apostate and had the authorities jail him repeatedly. Ibn Taymiyyah was, however, one of the scholars of his time. Initially, he had studied fiqh according to the Hanbali madhab, but did not restrict himself to it. He studied the source of Islam law in depth and mastered all the Islamic sciences which were known at that time. And the second one is Ash-Shawkani. So Ash-Shawkani studied fiqh according to the Zaydi madhab and became one of its outstanding scholars. So Ash-Shawkani studied fiqh according to the Zaydi madhab and became one of its outstanding scholars. So he went into an in-depth study of the hadith of his time. At this point, he freed himself of the madhab and began making independent ijtihad. He wrote a number of works in fiqh and its fundamental, in which issues studied from the point of view of all the madhabs. So Al-Qawl Al-Mufid fi Hukm Al-Taqlid, Imam Ash-Shawkani took the position that Taqlid was haram and wrote this book. So ito yung book na ni-wrote ni Ash-Shawkani, which is the Al-Qawl Al-Mufid fi Hukum Al-Taqlid. Imam Ash-Shawkani took the position that Taqlid was haram and wrote the number of books on topics. So consequently, he also came under attack from most of the scholars of his time. So another noteworthy reformer was the great scholar Ahmad ibn Rahim, better known as Shah Wali al-Ala Ahdillawi, 1703 to 1762 CE. So he was born in India subcontinent, where one of the major Shiite madhab of fiqh, Muhammad ibn Ali al-Shawkani, Nail al-Autar. So after he had mastered the various Islamic sciences, he called for the reopening of the door of Ijtihad and the unifications of the school of fiqh. So in his time, effort to re-examine Islamic principle and to find out on what authority the legal school based regulation. Next is Muhammad Abdu, 1849 to 1905 CE. So was among Afghani's most famous studies under the influence of Afghani and Ibn Muhammad Abdul and Taqlid, and its supports were systematically attacked. So due to Muhammad Abdu learnings toward extreme modernism, he eventually deviated in some of his interpretations and legal rulings. For example, in his tafsir of the Quran, he prophesied of directly performed by God through the force of nature. Let's move to the other scholar of the 20th century such as Hassan al-Banna, 1949, founder of the Ikhwan Muslimun movement, Sayyid Abdul Allah Maududi, 1903 to 1917, and under of the Jamaat Islami movement, and more recently the great hadith scholar of our era. So dito naman, so the majority of scholars remain firmly bound to sectarian Islam in the form of one of the four madhabs. In doing so, they unknowingly perpetuate divisions among the ranks of the Muslim nations, nor does there appear to be much hope for an end to this process in near future, for with very few exceptions presents the Islamic institutions of learning throughout the Muslim would actively propagate the sectarian view of Islam. So that's the end of our report and also my report. I hope na may natutunan po tayong lahat. If may nasabi man ako na mali, and then sorry for that. So that's all. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Shukran and wassalam.